鬼岛之音
Ghost Island Media.
Here at Waste Not Why Not, we talk a lot about the role of individuals in terms of driving changes within organizations and communities. For the founders of the Taiwanese brand Double Dribble, they set out to solve a problem for something that they love, basketball. Each year, a typical school in Taiwan retires about 60 basketballs, and there are more than 3,000 schools here in Taiwan. That's a lot of retired balls, basketballs, volleyballs, and they're all going straight to the landfill. They're difficult to recycle. So Double Dribble takes these retired sports balls and turns them into functional products that people actually like. Keychains, key fobs, bags, travel mug holders, mask chains, planters. And this attempt to design a world without waste, well, there's an academic name for it. It's called the circular economy. No relation to basketballs. We're a garbage show, in a good way, but we haven't yet talked about the circular economy. And that's just what we're gonna do today. But we're gonna switch things up. Instead of an interview, we're gonna play a game. A game show! Game show! And listeners, this is your chance to play along. One of you will get to win something today as well. Contest details are in the episode. Are they in the middle? Are they at the end? I don't know. You have to listen to the whole episode to find out. Good luck. This is Waste Not Why Not, a climate game show from Ghost Island Media. I'm Nature Nate, a sustainability consultant focused on energy, ocean, and waste. Welcome to a special episode. All right, now on to the rules of the game. Think Shark Tank. And for those of you not familiar with Shark Tank, think about a competition show where startups pitch their ideas to a group of investors. Today we're gonna do something similar, but since this is an environmental show, let's call our contest the Incinerator, where we process circular economy ideas, burn them with fiery questions, and turn them into even better circular economy ideas. Here's how it works. We'll invite a startup who's in the circular economy space onto our show. They will present their business to a group of expert panelists. The panelists will give feedback, critique, and decide whether this business passes the Incinerator test. They might even win something. And if they win, one of the panelists, namely me, I will buy a product of theirs and gift it to one of you lucky listeners. Got all that? All right, let's introduce our panelists. Our panelists today represent sustainable business, design, and international collaboration. Let's meet them. First up, Aining Ouyang, COO of REnato Lab, a circular economy consultancy based in Taiwan. They work with companies and governments to design new products and solutions for waste.
Hello everyone, it's Aining. REnato Lab started his journey since 2014. We start our journey from turning trash into new products. And later in 2017, we start to provide our service to business. Big company like multinational enterprise looking for local solutions in Taiwan. And sometimes we also assisting Taiwanese companies to build up their own circular economy roadmap.
That's great. Sounds like you're the perfect person to evaluate this circular economy company. We also have Luke Martin, Cultural Affairs Officer at the American Institute in Taiwan. He's in charge of culture and educational programs.
Hi, Nate. Hi, Aining. I'm happy to be here today. This ties in pretty directly with the U.S. government and our priorities regarding climate for both domestic and foreign policy. And I'm responsible, as you said, for educational and cultural programming. Really, the core of that is to help with people-to-people ties between the United States and Taiwan, helping Taiwanese better understand the United States and vice versa. So I'm happy to be here and super excited about this game show.
Great. Glad to have you on the show. The last panelist, it's me, Nature Nate. I'm an environmental consultant working on energy, ocean, and waste. And these past 8 years, I've been working with public think tanks, the government, and private companies to accelerate environmental solutions right here in Taiwan. So, panelists, welcome to the show. Do you receive a lot of startup pitches in your day-to-day?
We are a consultancy helping those companies, but our job is more like help them step by step to clarify what's the challenge exactly that they are facing. Sometimes they may think they are dealing with trash, but their key solution is probably design itself. It means that you need to get back from the very beginning of the product life cycle.
We don't get pitches every day, but we partner with all range of organizations, nonprofits and startups as well, because really what we're trying to do is empower, whether it's technology or entrepreneurial organizations, to help us in the work that we do here in Taiwan.
So you both have experience evaluating companies, receiving pitches, maybe from different lenses. Do you play basketball, though? Do you have any experience with the product?
Well, I don't think we're quite as tall as you, Nate, so I think...
Well, this is surprising. I don't play basketball at all.
Wow.
I'm terrible at basketball.
You missed your calling.
And I walk by basketball courts because it's very popular in Taiwan. I'll see groups of people playing basketball, and they'll look at me, and I'll be like, it's not what you think.
7 foot
I'll
tall
drag
American,
you down.
That's what you need. That's
I
right.
can't jump. I can't dunk. I can't pass.
So neither we have something in common right now.
Okay. Not a basketball player.
Not
Okay. So we'll be evaluating this purely from an environmental business perspective. Okay, and then just something I think is fun is one of the reasons I haven't talked much about circular economy on the show is that I don't feel that most people are very familiar with it, and you have to spend a lot of time explaining it. So I want to put that work on you guys. How would you explain the circular economy in a way that your grandma or your 5-year-old niece could understand? How do you explain the circular economy in a simple way?
Well, I would say it's kind of like, let's say your 5-year-old niece throws something in the trash, and then her brother comes up, picks it up out of the trash, and uses it for something else. Was that pretty simple?
That's pretty good. That's a likely scenario also.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I would say circular economy is something very powerful in methodology. Allows us, human beings, make profit and make the world a better place at the same time. So which means that we need to make money for sure and use less natural resources.
Okay. Make money, use less natural resources. Grandma understands that. Okay, you guys ready? We all warmed up. Are we ready to bring in Double Dribble?
Super excited to meet Double Dribble.
Let's do it.
All right, Roy, we're backstage. Are you ready? Are you ready to pitch Double Dribble?
Yes, I am.
Are you excited?
Very.
Do you have anything else you want to say before we head in?
I'm seasoned and I'm ready to be incinerated.
That's the right attitude, Roy. Let's head on in. Fellow panelists, here is Roy Huang, co-founder of Double Dribble.
Hi, Roy.
Hello.
Hi, Luke. Hi, Aining. Hello, Nate.
Nice to meet you. I'm so excited to hear more about Double Dribble.
For the first part of the Incinerator, you're going to give your pitch, and then our panelists are going to ask you fiery questions and burn you in the incinerator. Are you ready?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. Pitch away. Shoot your shot, I guess, to use basketball terms.
Nice layup, Nate.
Thanks for the alley-oop. All right, my name's Roy. I'm from Double Dribble. And what we do is we upcycle balls from schools and businesses. For us, sports, it's a vital part for our society. And the focus is often on the athlete, on the venue, or even on the fans. But there's a really underrated player. It's actually the ball itself. Without the ball, you wouldn't be able to play the game. And have you ever wondered what happens to a ball when it goes out of commission? In Taiwan, most of the balls, they go to the incinerator.
They're already on the show.
Yeah, because Taiwan's not suitable for landfills. For us, we want to solve this problem. Double Dribble is here to encourage you to play unique and hit different by upcycling retired balls and putting them back into play. On average, schools in Taiwan, they produce more than 2.77 tons of sports-related waste each year. A small portion of these balls, they're actually sent to rural areas for schools to reuse if they can still be pumped up and play. But if they cannot, it's straight to the trash. So this is where we set our pick and started offense. We contact schools and businesses and collect the retired balls every semester. And we categorize every ball by color or material. And then we slice them in half so it's easier for storage. And when we decide what product they'll be used for, we'll pick them out and send them to the cutting mold. What we're trying to create, it's no longer like a product-based business. It's more like system-based. So as designers, we're no longer doing what we learned from school, which is product design. We're trying to design a system instead. When a ball is created in a factory, the material is formed to imitate leather. So leathercraft is what we chose to operate on these balls. Our design also try to utilize every part of the basketball. So from the outer layer to the inner rubber bladder, they can all be transformed into different products. We also host workshops for schools, and we also do lectures around Taiwan.
I've got a ton of questions for you. I think this is a fascinating idea. First, from the financial perspective, what's your cost for this material itself? Do you pay for them? Is there an acquisition cost?
So we only pay for the shipping. And because these balls, they're all going to waste anyway. So they're happy for us to collect them without charge. In Taiwan, sometimes when you have a huge amount of trash, you have to pay for someone to pick it up for you. So for us, if they ship it to us, we'll cover the shipping fee and we'll get our materials for free.
So that'd be my question. Why are you paying the shipping fee? Can you get these schools to cover that fee? I think that would maybe help your bottom line.
For us, when we collect these basketballs, we're considering them as material so that when we plan further ahead, this is also covered in the cost of our products. One of the main reasons we don't try to have schools pay for us collecting the basketballs is basketball from schools, they're actually school property. And it's a whole line of bureaucracy if we have to go through the Ministry of Education and have them approve that we're the only one that can collect these basketballs. So, for example, if you tear down a house in Taiwan, when they try to collect remaining wood, remaining brick, actually it's all privatized and given to certain companies. But for basketballs, because nobody recycled them before, so this part hasn't been touched. And we're trying to keep it open and not have too many controversies this way.
Trying to prevent a basketball recycling monopoly.
Yeah.
Very, very noble, Roy. Aining, you work with companies all the time developing these types of systems. Do you have any questions or thoughts about collection?
Roy, you have mentioned that you got background in product design, right?
Yes.
And then you start your own business with your partners. And then you are talking about your design. You want to design the system.
Yes.
So my question was, would you please give us more details about what is the system design for you and what kind of a skill set are needed to do this?
So for us, before we did Double Dribble, we actually have a product called RElid. Back then, it was more product design than system design. We try to have people reuse glass jars by producing a lid that can fit most jars. When we're trying to push the product, one of the many problems we faced is that we're actually still mass producing and we're not using recycled materials. We're using a new material to encourage recycling or upcycling. So in 2017, we stopped producing the previous product and shifted our focus on creating a system that can loop around itself. So when we start out with something that's already recycled. And when we mass produce, we're not creating any more waste or using up any more material. One of the reasons we did this is in Taiwan, actually, there's a lot of new startups that uses the rental system. For example, water bottle, or in markets, you can rent out plates and
Cutlery?
Cutlery utensils.
Like forks and knives?
Yeah. And then after that, you return it and they'll wash it so you can reuse it again. And what we observed from this is that a system is actually more effective when you're doing something environmentally friendly rather than, as a design standpoint, just producing outright.
So I've seen some of your product. We've got this really cool looking planter here. Can you talk about sort of the range of products that you're looking at? And then what's your best seller?
So currently we have key fobs, bags, pouches, this planter, and we have several DIY kits and workshops. At the beginning, we started with fashion accessories because it's easier to sell and easier to use up the basketball since it's similar to leather. Our best seller should be our key fobs. It's really sturdy because it's made by hand and it's double layered rubber.
So I want to describe, Roy's actually brought in one of his products and it's a planter. So it's like a basketball and then the top's kind of cored out and he's put inside a very lovely plant. It looks sort of like a pineapple, but a pineapple basketball. And a nice little feature, which I say will influence your score. He's added a label that says "Waste Not, Why Not" on the planter. Very nice touch, Roy.
I think you're going to have to buy that one afterwards, Nate. You don't have a choice in that.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand what this show's about. Roy, I have a question too. You kind of mentioned leatherworking earlier. What can you do with a basketball in terms of things you can make? And is there anything that you want to make that you haven't made yet? Like a trench coat or a horse saddle? What's like your dream sort of product to make with basketball leather?
So when we make our products, we're actually influenced by social media a lot. We see these crazy designs. They make cosplay out of leather or they make armor out of leather. So as a group, we collectively choose what we want to make. And currently, we're trying to make a sneaker out of basketball leather.
Wow.
I like that.
And we have different iconic bags retextured with basketball leather. But it's also very handcraft heavy. So it's manual labor.
I'm curious about that. For example, like how many people in your team that can achieve that goal, right? Because you need to collect them, sort them, separate them, and then you need to turn them into something new made by hand, right? So how many people in your team?
In our team right now, we only have 3 people.
Okay.
But sometimes we have internships or partners that can come and help us. So yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
That's not even enough people to fill a basketball team.
Not enough manpower, just 3 people processing several thousand basketballs every year.
Yes.
I've looked at your Instagram page. You have lovely social media. How much does social media play into your business operations?
It's actually like a central hub for us because that's one of the easiest ways for us to speak with our customers and our fans. And it's also where we test the waters, so to speak. So when we put out new materials, new basketballs that we collected, new products, new design, we put it on our social media so people can give us their reactions.
Do you have a physical store as well, or is this an e-commerce play, as they say on Shark Tank?
We have a physical store right here in Taipei. It's at the Songshan Yencang.
Songshan Culture Park?
Culture Park.
Former tobacco factory recycled into a culture park.
Exactly.
A recycling company in a recycled area.
It's located inside the old factory, and it's very
Hip?
hipster, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. The way we decorate our store is that we use really cool lights and use very technology-heavy style design for our store. So when you go in, it's actually the brightest shop inside. We also incorporate a lot of different plants and barbed wires, iron frames. So we make it look like a lab where we dissect basketball leather.
Spooky. Cool. How do people on the street, people who walk into your store, react to your product? Emily and I were walking in Songshan, and she said, I want to show you this really cool basketball store. And then we walked up, and I'm like, okay, some keychains. And then I saw these little purses. It's quite an impressive setup. How do people react?
So what they see first is that we use basketball or volleyball leather. The material draws them, and what actually encouraged people to visit our stores is because of the sport. It's not because that we're an upcycling company. So our brand is more sport heavy, more sport focused. Our tone on our social media is athletic. And what we're trying to do is trying to have people unconsciously buy green products.
You hit them with the NBA, with sports, with, hey, maybe we're affiliated with the NBA. I'm not going to say we're not, but,
Do you have any issues as far as copyright, intellectual property goes? Do you make sure not to have the logos, for instance, on your products? Or how do you deal with this? I know this stuff's just going into the trash, but are these basketball manufacturers like saying, hey, you can't use our products or repurpose it?
Not really. And we also contacted these manufacturers and brands, and they're actually really happy that someone's cleaning up for them. And we're actually working with different sports brands. So we have recycling operations going on with Decathlon, and they have recycled baskets there. They'll send it straight to us once they collected enough. And we're also hosting workshops with Nike, with NBA Store. So it's all coming up later this year.
Nice. So serious sponsorship opportunities, engaging with business.
Yeah.
I would have put that in the pitch that you're working with Nike and the NBA, but that's just me. Very humble, Roy.
But what about actual players? Have you been able to recruit anybody to be like your spokesperson?
I've heard there's a very famous Taiwanese basketball star. I think his name's Jeremy.
Yeah, we actually have athletes come visit our store here in Taipei. We also have different collaborations with basketball leagues. Earlier this year, we have workshops set in DDD. It's 斗到地. In Taiwan, it's a 3-on-3 basketball league. So they have these custom balls made with green graffiti. So it looks really cool. And we went to their facility to teach them how to make different products. Also, earlier this year, we collaborated with WSBL, Women's Basketball League here in Taiwan. And several of their players have planters like this at their home right now. They like to put it on their social media as well. So maybe in the future, we'll have more players coming in and hopefully it'll garner more attention.
I believe that with a team of 3, to do all these things must be quite challenging. So what's the motivation behind it? What drives you and your partner? And what's your ultimate goal? How would you define success of Double Dribble?
So as a team of 3, we're motivated actually by the sport itself. 2 of our members are actually basketball players, including me. And one of our co-founders is a volleyball player. We still go back to our schools and play basketball and volleyball a lot. And sometimes our feedbacks come straight from these people, from other players. We also meet a lot of different sports media or athletes along the way. They'll support us by putting us out there with their social media. It's really easy to forget all the hard manual labor when you have all these people cheering you on, sort of like the sport itself.
So what's your next milestone? And what's the missing part for you to go there?
So for us, we feel like the systems should be able to be replicated elsewhere. We're not trying to sell like overseas or mass produce. We're trying to set our own limits logistically so we don't have too many carbon footprints when it comes to shipping our products. So what we're trying to do instead is have workshops, have lectures, try to put out as many things on social media to inspire others to head straight into upcycling instead. So our milestone should be like garner more attention instead of making more products.
I think that's really great because if you do the math, the hundreds of thousands of schools abroad, whether it's in the United States or Europe, if you can figure out how can you pitch product design and manufacturing to these as well, have you thought about how you could monetize that? Is this consultancy for a fee? Is this just social impact giving back to the community? Because it could almost be its own little consulting design business separate. What are you thinking?
For us, I think the value is really only on the design. Everything else, I think the system, the upcycling, it should be really straightforward. I don't think we're suitable to demand what kind of system should be in place for different regions. Everywhere the sports culture is very different. And in Taiwan, most basketballs are outdoor basketballs, but in the States, it's more indoor basketball or winter sport. So it's multi-layered and it's not even made out of rubber. So the way we recycle our basketballs is actually region-based. Our value is in our product design, not the system itself.
Are basketballs manufactured in Taiwan or do most come from international sources?
So depending on which brand, Japanese brand, sometimes they have factories in Taiwan. Spalding, they actually moved their facility earlier to Thailand and Vietnam. We've worked with different brands before, and I visited several of the storages here in Taiwan. Right now, there's only 2 brands left that produce basketballs here.
So obviously, Double Dribble is connected to basketball. That's the little bit of a pun there, the eco pun, which I love. But there's tons of different balls and athletic equipment that gets thrown away every year. Have you looked at other products, soccer balls, tennis balls, volleyballs, like your partner played, you mentioned? Have you looked at that, and what would the difference be?
We also have products made out of volleyballs, but the amount is really small compared to basketballs right here in Taiwan. And we're trying to figure out what to do with the tennis balls because it's actually made out of wool outside. Inside, it's really thick polyurethane. We're also working on football, soccer balls with the football team in Hualien.
This is American football or
No, like soccer ball.
soccer football? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just I had to ask.
Yeah, but when we collect the balls, we don't discriminate. We collect every ball. So we also have bicycle tires, badminton, wiffle balls. Yeah.
Well, my next question is about how your family, your friends, your parents understand the things that you have been done since years. Your parents understand what circular economy is and understand your business?
They don't necessarily understand all the aspects of it, but they encourage what I do. They're really supportive. Actually, they drove me here today. Yeah. And sometimes I give out free merch for my family.
That's great. My parents, I don't think they really understand what I do. Something about the environment.
And between you and your partners, how would you discuss with each other? Are you always agree with each other, or sometimes you have different opinion? How would you achieve that collective decision?
So one of the advantages of having 3 people in a team is that you always get the odd vote. So we don't have a lot of arguments, or because we're classmates in college and we're all designer based. So the way of thinking is actually more similar, but that also comes at a price because sometimes there's a new subject or new topic that all 3 of us have never heard of.
So because all of you are having background in product design, after all you're running a business, I'm curious if anyone your team have developing business skill since then.
Yeah, the transition at first is really hard because starting a business is not just design anymore. And we actually managed to have a really good workflow. So, for example, when a ball comes in, the product design is handled by Angela, doing the designing and the prototyping. And all 3 of us pitch ideas, but she's the one that executes them. And then after that, I do the testing with the basketball material to see if the material is suitable for her design. Our other colleague, Jamie, she handles the marketing, also the social media. And then in Taipei, Jamie actually handles the shop.
That sounds good. 3 of you become a team, actually.
Yeah.
And you collaborate with each other. Each of you have very specific roles, and you know the whole flows. That sounds good.
At first, it's really jumbled up. We really don't know what we're doing. But at the end, we kind of figured it out, yeah.
So at this time, Roy, we're done incinerating you. We've asked many tough questions. So what questions do you have for the panelists, if any?
Yeah, so panelist, what do you think, what kind of product do you wish to see from us?
Oh, I've got a great idea. You could hire me for this one here. So when I think about a basketball, I think about it sort of bouncing and being protective that way. So what about an iPhone case? I could see that being a great one.
Yeah, we actually send our materials to be tested for phone cases.
I knew it. I knew it was a good idea.
But they didn't like it. So
Okay.
we're still trying to develop a way for a phone case. Yeah.
What about like a scooter helmet?
Yeah, earlier this week, there's a F1 car driver that had a bespoke helmet made out of basketball, but it's new basketball. It's basketball shaped. It's got all the crevices of a basketball. And he had it approved and he wore it to the F1 race.
I'll wait a month and then I'll see a helmet from you guys, I'm sure.
So for Aining, we saw that you guys have a lot of different exhibitions that feature different circular economy ideas. What are the criteria of a successful exhibition or project?
Well, when we use the term circular economy, there are 2 different elements. One is about environmental impact. Another one is about success in business sense. A successful circular project I might define as one having positive environmental impact in a scientific way. It's not easy because if we want to calculate carbon footprint, it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it takes a lot of money to do it. And the second part, I think the big concept of circular economy, it's about drive our whole society to make positive environmental impact by economic incentive. So I don't think successful circular project need to make money in short term. But if we can see the potential in business sense, that would be great. But after all, I think that would be you to define what's the definition of success. For example, educational program might be something because once you inspire the others will inspire you as well. And that's how we progress. And if you think that you want to keep your business in small, that would be great as well. There is no reason that you need to enlarge, make your business as big as possible. I don't think so. But find your role, your niche would be very crucial.
Okay, great. We've had questions from Roy. We've had many questions from the panelists. Now we're going to ask Roy to leave the room so our panelists can deliberate, add up our points, which is a very rigorous point system, and then we'll invite you back into the room for our final decision.
Hey guys, it's Emily Waiwu here. I produce Waste Not, Why Not. I want to give a big shout out to the American Institute in Taiwan, AIT, who's supporting this mini season you're now listening to. AIT, in addition to focusing on climate-related initiatives, is also very supportive of Taiwanese startups and entrepreneurship. And they take sustainability quite seriously. Their new campus in Taipei is LEED Silver certified. And we have a whole full-length bonus video interview talking to the man who takes care of this green building at AIT. So, after today's episode, head over to Ghost Island Media on YouTube and to the playlist Waste Not, Why Not. Now, back to Nate.
All right, panelists, what did you think about Double Dribble and Roy's pitch?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I love about it. I think it's great repurposing. I can't even imagine the number of like horrible chemicals that are coming off of this when it gets thrown into the incinerators. And I love that he's getting an inexpensive product, just paying shipping costs, cool designs. And yeah, I think he's got a real vision and I think he's trying to make a difference. You know, I'm going to give him 5 stars out of 5 stars. I also like that he's reasonable about growth on this one here. He's not looking to become a world brand, but that he's got some ideas that this could go beyond Taiwan as far as the design side of it as well. So he's thought through it. Yeah, I think I've decided what I'm going to do.
Aining?
I think that Lei might be a very inspiring example for the others. They have started their journey and they are developing their new skill sets to scale up what they are doing. They learn how to collaborate with each other. They kind of create an ecosystem for this business. Next step, they might need to think about what's the milestone, what's the ultimate goal. But it's fine because we all learn from new stuff in our journey. And once you get started, everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, it sounds like they've really found their niche. They're doing good products. I was surprised that they're working with major brands and basketball players. I think Roy's a little humble. So what do we think? Are we gonna not put him in the incinerator?
Yeah, I think we pull him out of the incinerator like the basketballs.
Right.
We pull him right out of the incinerator and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Are we offering, like, is this like a $500,000 prize or something like that, like on Shark Tank, or we just, how much are you ponying up on this
I
one
will
here,
invest
Nate?
in one product. If the other incineratees want to co-invest, then, that's...
Oh, I'm going to buy, this is perfect. Like, I'm just thinking about Christmas gifts, etc.
I want a cell phone holder one.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
All right, let's bring Roy back in the room. All right, Roy, welcome back into the incinerator with the incineratees. We've made our final judgment. We're a tough crowd. We really put the flames to you.
Yeah, the incinerator is really hot. I'm covered in sweat right now.
Before we give our final score, maybe Aining, can you just share some thoughts about Roy's performance and just anything you want to share?
I believe that what you are doing right now would be very inspiring for many of the others, especially the other young people trying to do something in your lives, start something in sustainable design, in sustainability. I think that once you get started, then you'll find a way to where you want to go and to do what you want to do. And now you have partners, you have team. That sounds great. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Roy, I think you're a great brand ambassador. You definitely believe in what you're doing. And I think you've come up with some really cool, innovative products, and that you're not just stopping at the design side of it, but you're thinking business and manufacturing. And it's great. I really think you've done a good job, and I'm a believer in Double Dribble.
Thank you.
Roy, really great company you have here with Double Dribble. It's very impressive what you've been able to do in just under 3 years. And I think that your creative use of basketballs is really impressive. So wish you luck in the future. We're the friendliest sharks in the world. So panelists, are we ready to share our decision?
So Roy, after a lot of deliberation and going through and scoring, we have decided that we are fully funding Double Dribble.
I think you mean past the incinerator.
Oh, right. So you are, like your balls, coming out of the incinerator. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Roy. Any thoughts, Roy, on winning the first ever incinerator?
Mom, I'm going to Disneyland.
Thank you, Roy, for playing in this inaugural game of the Incinerator. Listeners, if you liked today's format, we want to do more of this. There's many interesting circular economy design companies looking to change the system, and they're filling my inbox up. So we want to give them a space to share it where we can give them feedback. Look up Double Dribble, REnato Lab, and AIT on their websites and social medias. We'll include everyone's links in the show notes. And this also concludes our mini-series with the American Institute in Taiwan. Thank you, Luke and AIT, for supporting this show. Let's do more.
I agree.
Congratulations, Roy! And listeners, I hope you liked our very first game show, The Incinerator. And now, here is your chance to play along. I'm personally giving away a Double Dribble circular design to you, to our listeners, as a thank you. Here's what you do. Go on Instagram to Double Dribble's page at #2 Double Dribble. Choose a design you want and share that post. Write the words, "I heard about this on the Waste Not Why Not podcast," and tag Ghost Island Media, AIT, and Double Dribble. Account handles are in the show notes. All right, good luck, listeners. It's been a fun game show. See you next time on The Incinerator. My name is Nature Nate, and this has been a special edition of the Waste Not Why Not podcast. Today's contest, The Incinerator, was recorded at the Lazi Studio in downtown Taipei. Folks, if you're in Taipei, check out their awesome recording studio. Seriously, it's great. Thank you, AIT, for your support this season. Thank you, Aining, for sharing your circular expertise today. Her company is called REnato Lab. If you're interested in the circular economy, I strongly recommend you check them out. Thank you, Roy, for participating in our first game show today. You're a great sport. For photos of the planter Roy made us, check out our social media accounts, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's me with a basketball planter, and Roy. It's fun. Emily Y. Wu is our producer. Jared Williams is our production assistant. Today's editing was done by Yuchun Lai. New theme tune by Dak Chang. New show logo by Southwick Graphics. Today's episode was supported by AIT. Have a great summer, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hey, did you like our new theme tune? For those in Taiwan, you'd recognize that as a remix of the Garbage Truck song. And I didn't make it, spoiler alert. There's a team working on this show. We have producers, music people, editors, and to support that team, we need money, unfortunately. And the best way to support the show is to go to patreon.com/wastenotwhynot and set up monthly donations. There's also member benefits. You can suggest ideas for the show and talk with us. So going down to patreon.com/wastenotwhynot and become a monthly donator today.